It's your first big film.
Yeah.
How did you get into acting?
Well, I studied acting I started to study in 2005, but I really didn't know if I wanted to do that. I was just like taking a chance to study something else. And I finished the school, I kept working as a model, and then, well, not so long ago, I discovered that I really like it.
It's a really tough, like, emotional and physical role to go in for your first one. Was there a lot of preparation that you had to do?
Well, we had to create the environment, and Gerardo gave me a couple of movies, and we read some things. I mean, it's really easy to do research about the subject in Mexico, so I read a lot of things. But I think the most important thing was to work together with the actor be focused on that and to trust the people you're working with. Like, for example, me, I had to trust 100% to Gerardo because we were going to this dark trip with this character and with this movie that it's, at least you don't feel like you're alone because,
yeah.
I mean, it gets dark at some moments.
Yes.
Certainly.
And the film ends really on not too hopeful a note. Was that something that you planned from the outset, or?
No, I mean, we just wanted to make sense, and I think, yes, it's a dark film and it's tough, and we didn't want it to be unbelievable that, like suddenly things are better. And mostly because in Mexico things are not getting better, so we couldn't transform reality in that way. So I guess we took the chance of saying, okay, the film is going to end in this very abstract way, so without giving any message or without giving the usual ending that we get to know what is going to happen,
Sure.
Which is funny because people said your happy ending.
Oh, really?
At times they say happy ending.
At times hopeless, so it's funny. It's
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ambiguity as well around who's right and who's wrong. Do you feel that's an accurate representation of the situation in Mexico today?
I think that was one of the main ideas when we made the movie, to make a confusing experience, so you wouldn't know who is against the character and who is, there to help the character. And I feel that's a very good portrayal of the feeling many people have in Mexico, that they don't know who to trust. The police are the ones, at times, they are in collusion with the criminals, so you cannot trust them. So who is there to help you, So I think that's the main question.
How do you think it will be received in Mexico?
It's already.
It's already,
It's already
It's
out.
already
It's the fifth week this in the movie theaters, and it's doing incredibly well. We're very happy. At the same time, it's incredibly controversial. People are loving it or hating it in a big way, and I think that's very good. We wanted that. We wanted to create a bit of a movement, of a shock, and we wanted, above all, to people to talk about it and start discussing what's good with the movie, what's good with us, what should we be doing about it,
It's based on a true story. Was there any input from Laura's real-life counterpart?
We met her, separately, but I met her and I heard her story, and we decided to make a fiction out of the actual story, because we felt if we had we were telling the real story, we will get too confused trying to pay attention to details that did happen, And so I felt we just trashed all the real facts, and we just create a new story that will help us to tell what we really wanted to tell, which is express an emotion, a feeling. And I think that was the most important thing when we made the movie. We didn't want it to just be accurate in the numbers or in the streets or in the clothing. That's not the important thing. I think the most important thing is the feeling we are communicating, I think.
So it's just really a starting point.
Yes, yeah, that was the starting point when we saw the picture of this beauty queen arrested with the criminals, and we said, what has to happen that the person with the stupidest job in the world, you know, the beauty queen, will be arrested and in the same photo with the person with probably the worst job in the world, you know, this killer, you know, that what kind, like, I feel normally in the world, those two worlds are separated and they never collide. And what has to happen for these things to collide, you know, and I think that's one of the things that the movie wants to answer, you know.
And certainly adds empathy as well when you see it through Lara's eyes too.
Absolutely, you know, I think you feel she didn't deserve that, and it was just bad luck that she found herself, you know, in this situation, you know. And I think we are talking about not just Laura, we are talking, she's the metaphor of a country that we feel doesn't deserve the violence that it's living, you know.
And there's a really heartbreaking moment where she has the opportunity to leave and she comes back.
And she comes back.
Was that a really difficult thing to make sense of as an actress?
Kind of at the beginning. I was like, why? But then it all makes sense because she's slowly dying somehow, like as a soul spirit. And I think at that point, it's just like, what else? You know, I mean, if I go, you're going to find me anyway. I have family. Well, I mean, I thought all these things. And I was like, of course. And also, she's in a shock. A lot of things that's happened to her. So it's not illogical, actually. I think she's just like dead somehow at that point.
Yeah, a bit hopeless again. And this isn't the first time that you've worked with your producers, Diego Luna and Gael Garcia Bernal. What is it about that relationship that works so well?
We always say that this is the last time we're working, and then we find ourselves working again and again. I mean, they are just people I trust. I trust what they think. I think they are very intelligent and very sensitive people. And, you know, I mean, they help me a lot when we discuss what kind of movie we should be making, you know, and like I tell them my ideas and that, but there is a good fight, a good friction going on. Like, we discuss a lot, and I think I appreciate that. I mean, they could be just not helping people and just doing, you know, what they do, but they decide to, you know, to promote festivals or movies or this and that. I mean, so I think they are great guys, and a bit crazy, but, you know, it's okay for them.
It's the best way to be. It's been called the runaway hit of Cannes. It's really been so successful. Did you ever expect that you would have this kind of success in the festival circuit?
No, definitely me, no.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah. Especially for your first time. Well, it was really enjoyable.
For me, I mean, I think, you know, when we were making the movie, we certainly felt that it was a weird film, you know, that every personal choice we were making it, you know, like, to make it so different from what a movie normally is, we knew we were taking a big risk. So I'm very happy that, you know, films like festivals and whoever is picking the film and trying to make it more important is taking that chance, because I think, you know, it's a very good news for personal filmmaking and, you know, personal point of view. I think that's what we should promote, and not just like the corporate, you know, the remakes. I feel every movie at times is a remake of another and another. They are all the same to me at times, and I think we have to, you know, support what is more individual, I guess.
Sure, yeah. Well,
Thank you.
Best of luck with the rest of the festival.
Thank you.
Thank you.